All right, so we're gonna do full body mobility. I'm gonna take you through all of the joints, the hips, the sockets, all that stuff, and show you how to mobilize those joints so that they are not caught by surprise when your ass starts lifting. So if when you squat, you notice that your heels come off the ground, it's probably because you have limited ankle mobility. You've also probably heard that your knees aren't supposed to go over your feet, which is just fucking bullshit. So I want you to get your ankles used to this. Keeping your heel on the ground and bringing it all the way forward. If this happens every time, grab a heavy kettlebell, put it on top of your knee, and lean forward. You can even practice holding for a little while. If you notice that you have trouble getting into full depth in your squats, like let's say this is all you got, grab a heavy kettlebell, bottoms up, get into a squat position. If you can't pick it up from here, have someone hand it to you. Get the heaviest one that you can hold, spread your legs, keep your knees open with your elbows, and stay in this position for as long as you can, up to 60 seconds. You may at first only be able to do about 20, that's okay. And if you notice that your hips are tight, you can get into the habit of doing a little bit of this. Okay, so that's some hip and ankle mobility for you. One of my other go-tos for hip mobility is hip cars. Hold on to something, lift your leg up in front of you, bring it out to the side, push it backwards and around. Okay. You can also do leg swings as well for some mobility and dynamic stretching. Next up, inchworms. But I want you to drop. Ooh, that feels so good. Come up and walk all the way back up. And again. Another go-to for some T-spine mobility. T stands for thoracic, part of your spine, the middle part of your spine. For T-spine mobility, we're gonna do what I like to call thread the needle. So let's get this bad boy out the way. With your joints stacked, wrist, elbow, shoulders, take your right hand, thread it through like a needle all the way to the other side. And with this, you're gonna feel this in your upper back. It's like you're separating your shoulder blades. So if you ever have that tight pain behind your shoulder blades, especially if you sit at the desk a lot or if you're stressed, this is gonna help open up that upper back for you. And then come all the way up and go to the sky. And do the same thing with the other side. Okay. Another thing that you can do for some spine mobility in the same position is round your back. Like imagine I was passing a stability ball through here, right? And then do the exact opposite, arch. We call these cat cows or cat camels. Exhale, inhale. And exhale. If you push down through your hands, you'll really get some release at the top of your shoulders. Again, they're spreading apart. Ugh. Okay. Another one of my favorites is the kneeling hip flexor stretch. Your hip flexors are right here, okay? So with this stretch, I'm actually gonna be doing a 2-for-1, getting some increased ankle mobility and getting a stretch right here. Ooh, this side is always so tight. You see that? Oh. Okay. Next up, one of my favorites, it's called the 90-90 hip flex. So the front leg is in a 90 position, back leg is in a 90-degree position, okay? So you can do this as a static stretch where you just lean forward and the muscle that's getting stretched is this back glute right here. Okay. But if you're doing this as mobility or a dynamic warm-up, then I want you to practice doing it without picking up your feet, switching sides. So from this position, just simply turn your body this way and let your feet follow. 90-90 hip shift. Now I'm going to throw a curveball in there at you, okay? Now I want you to get up on your knees from this position, all right? And it looks like this. All right, and that is your total body mobility.